Images that have shocked people across the country. It's even been picked up internationally. That's the horror and revulsion these pictures you're about to see have actually evoked. A doctor who was allegedly attacked by acid by two attackers in a busy Delhi market in broad daylight, currently at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences with serious burn injuries on half her face. Her attackers are still out there, somewhere in the city, and it seems that Supreme Court guidelines, very strict guidelines about the sale of acid, aren't being effectively implemented. Will the death penalty for acid attacks be the only real deterrent? That's the question we're asking.
An acid attack on a doctor in Delhi. Attackers on a bike snatch the woman's bag first and then hurl a chemical substance on her. This in the busy Rajouri Garden Market. The victim is at Delhi's All India Institute of Medical Sciences and has sustained burn injuries on her neck and face. She may have damaged her right eye too.
There is a damage to the eye and she is under treatment. At present जो है वो कितना extent of damage है वो कहना बड़ा मुश्किल है.
But her attackers are still at large. Police now suspects that the woman was attacked by a spurned lover as an act of revenge.
हमने 12 टीमें बनाई हैं जो डिफरेंट एंगल्स पे काम कर रही हैं. हमारे पास पॉजिटिव क्लूज हैं और हम इस दिशा में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं.
According to the police and doctors at AIIMS, the substance thrown at the victim was not pure acid, but a corrosive liquid of similar nature.
Not only the culprit, but also investigation should be conducted into the people who have sold this acid, and they must also be brought to book.
But the question is, if strict guidelines aren't enough to stop the horror of acid attacks, is stricter punishment then the only answer? Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
And joining me tonight on Centre Stage, Lakshmi. She's very well known as an activist against acid attacks. She's a survivor of a horrific acid attack herself, and it was her petition that finally led to the Supreme Court making landmark guidelines to the states and centre about the selling and retailing of acids across the country. Also with us is lawyer and activist Abha Singh, who joins us live from Mumbai. Lakshmi, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के गाइडलाइंस हैं, पुलिस फोर्सेस और स्टेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशंस के पास इंस्ट्रक्शंस है, बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट इंस्ट्रक्शंस है. आपको लगता है कि ये गाइडलाइंस फॉलो हुए हैं?
नहीं, कोई भी गाइडलाइंस फॉलो नहीं हुआ है. जिस तरीके से सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ऑर्डर आया था लास्ट ईयर, उसके बाद हम लोगों ने भी एक शूट एसिड करके हम लोगों ने कैंपेन किया था कि इस पे कितना फॉलो अप हो रहा है. तो उस टाइम पे हम लोगों ने खुद जाके एसिड खरीदा था. इवन मैंने खुद एसिड खरीदा तो मुझे बहुत आराम से 15 रुपए का एसिड मिल गया था, बहुत आराम से. ना मुझसे कोई भी आईडी प्रूफ मांगा गया. और हम लोग इसीलिए हम लोग हर शहर में जा के आरटीआई फाइल कर रहे हैं. हम लोग डेटा मांगते हैं लेकिन हमें कोई डेटा नहीं मिलता है पुलिस की तरफ से, क्योंकि पुलिस कोई फॉलो अप कर ही नहीं रही है.
No follow-up from the police, no follow-up from the administration. This is scary stuff, Abha Singh. Lakshmi, who is a personal survivor, of an acid attack, a person who's been closer to this horror than, anyone we can imagine in this country, is now dedicating her life to actually going out there, putting herself in harm's way, Abha Singh, and, trying to expose the loopholes. And yet, even with all these rules, with all this information, the Right to Information Act being used to tell, the government in states and at the centre where the loopholes are, nothing is done. And women like that lady doctor in Delhi, earlier this week, will continue to be attacked. What are you making of it, Abha Singh?
I agree with you, Shiv. If you see, Lakshmi filed that PIL in 2006.
Yes.
And it took 2013 for Supreme Court to make these guidelines when acid attack is such a serious offense. If Bangladesh could declare death penalty for acid attacks in 2002, India in only 2013 declared acid attack to be a punishable offense, a specific offense under the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013, 326A,
yes,
which said that 10 years rigorous imprisonment or life would be given. But the callous approach of the government was such that we did not treat it seriously. That is why almost 100 acid attacks are taking every year.
Yes.
And even today, the accused have not been arrested. Why the license holders or the shop that sold the acid, why nobody has come forward and told? Why the police has not been able to find out from which shop this acid was sold, when Supreme Court very clearly said that the sale has to be regulated, it has to be entered into the register. This clearly shows that the law is not being followed. SDMs were supposed to put a penalty of 50,000 if these regulations of Supreme Court were not followed.
Yes.
I ask any SDM, has he made a case? Has he raided a acid shop and found out? So these are the loopholes which the advantage is being taken off, and hapless girls are being damaged like this, and happening on a broad daylight in Delhi shows that Delhi police has not learnt anything from baby media attack or Nirbhaya outrage. The status of women in this country is going from bad to worse.
The video that we have on our screens, you know, and this is a question to both Lakshmi and to Abha, but first to Lakshmi, is absolutely horrific. You've got a woman walking down a road in a busy part of Delhi. This is the Rajouri Garden area. Very busy, broad daylight. Woman heading to work. She's a lady doctor employed with a hospital. Two people come on a bike and simply, have the impunity to fling that acid on her face. It's a complete breakdown. It's a fearlessness of the law. It's a fearlessness of, law enforcement, and probably a complete kick in the face to all of those guidelines. Lakshmi, इतना कुछ डिबेट हुआ है, इतना कुछ बातचीत हुआ है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशंस के पास बहुत सारे गाइडलाइंस भी हैं. आपको क्या लगता है कि ये गाइडलाइंस के ऊपर और क्या हो सकता है?
हम लोगों ने भी अभी कुछ टाइम पहले 12 दिसंबर से हम लोगों ने भी अनशन किया था, क्योंकि कोई भी गाइडलाइन, जो भी गाइडलाइन आई है उस पर कोई ध्यान नहीं दिया जा रहा था. तो जब हम लोगों ने खुद जाके होम मिनिस्ट्री पे बात किया है, 10 दिन तक अनशन किया है एसिड अटैक सर्वाइवरों ने, और उसके बाद उन्होंने यही कहा कि हम लोगों की डिमांड्स थी कि फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट होना चाहिए और जो भी ट्रीटमेंट है उसे जल्द से जल्द ढंग से किया जाना चाहिए. लेकिन इसमें कोई भी इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं है, कोई बातचीत सुनने को तैयार ही नहीं है. उसमें भी कहा गया है कि बहुत हीनियस क्राइम है ये, जिस तरीके से देखा जाए, क्योंकि पूरी लाइफ चेंज हो जाती है.
लगता है कि डेथ पेनल्टी एक सोल्यूशन हो सकता है?
सबसे बड़ा सोल्यूशन तो यही है कि फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट तो बने. केसेस 10-10 साल, 15-15 साल तो केसेस खिंच जाते हैं. वो तो बहुत बात की बात है कि पनिशमेंट, जल्दी से जल्दी पनिशमेंट तो दिया जाए, ये सबसे पहली मांग है.
Abha Singh, that's a point. At the end of the day, the deterrent value of the death penalty may, finally remain questionable. The fact, as, Lakshmi very, very, very rightly points out, is everything that has already been put out there by the state administration, by the government, by the Supreme Court, needs to be followed, and that's simply not happened. If you look at all the data, requests for police posts, additional personnel, fast track courts, which are, if you really look at it on paper, they're just administrative investments to be made for such a heinous crime as Lakshmi described it. Why isn't the government, both at the center and in states, moving faster, showing more seriousness?
See, the government should have made the amendment that acid attack should also be treated as a heinous offence. Then it could have been fast-tracked in 60 days as it is for other heinous offences. Also, they should have made a law saying that appeal should be decided within a particular time frame.
Yes.
Today, even the Nirbhaya case rapists are still in the jail, and the death penalty has been stayed by the Supreme Court, and one doesn't know, it may take 5 years, 10 years, and after that Supreme Court will say that it has been such a long time, so we are waiving it off.
Right.
So, it requires that even the courts need to be monitored. Till the time we don't have a time frame for deciding the appeals, even police may file the charge sheet, but the trial may go on for 10 years. And since we are unable to link punishment with the crime,
yes,
the deterrence is not taking place, fear of law is not there.
Zero deterrence, zero follow-up, no time frame for these cases. Forget about fast-track courts. But as Lakshmi rightly pointed out, the deterrent value of punishment must come at the end. At the end of the day, there has to be a solution to find how these attacks can be stopped completely. Because remember, once the attack happens, it is completely life-changing. Abha Singh and Lakshmi, we're going to leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for joining us on debate number 1 on Centre Stage this evening. Moving on now to the other big developing story this week. 24 hours after Bodo terrorists fighting for a separate homeland went on a killing spree in Assam, the state remains completely on edge. Women, young children, even infants, no one was spared in that brutal massacre that triggered protests by tribals and even led to a revenge attack, killing 3 despite the curfew. In just 24 hours, a total of over 70 people have been killed in the state. Can the centre and Assam government break what threatens to be an unending cycle of violence?
Scenes shortly after Bodo militants went on a killing spree in Assam. 24 hours later, Assam was under curfew and edgy. But the curfew failed to prevent a violent backlash, a revenge attack where 3 were killed in Chirang.
Several districts of Assam are simmering once again with ethnic violence. Call it the revisiting of ethnic violence from past few years, but the fact is that the state government was caught napping after announcing a stern action against the militants. And this time, all they need to do is assure that none more lives would be lost in this case.
Saridwar, Jinja, Bishwanath Chariali aru Bihali. Jot border amar bheri ase, jot jikhini forest ase, forest area khini thei kora ase.
Armed guerrillas had swooped down on remote tribal villages of the 3 districts and killed the inhabitants on Tuesday. In Delhi and in Assam, politicians appealed for peace and vowed to punish the guilty. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed grief. The Home Minister aired ash to Assam, and Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi promised he'll not let the situation spiral out of control.
यह कायराना हरकत है। मिलिटेंसी के रूप में ही इसको रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं किया जाना चाहिए, बल्कि इसे मैं एक एक्ट ऑफ टेरर मानता हूं। और एक्ट ऑफ टेरर से जैसे निपटा जाता है, वैसे ही हम इससे भी निपटेंगे।
It would no compromise. Government will never surrender. Government of India will never surrender. Government of India will deal with very firmly. We will also deal with very firmly.
As the horror of the carnage revealed itself in the morning, protests broke out on the streets of Sonitpur, openly defying curfew and forcing a violent crackdown. The ruthless killings have once again exposed Assam as a sectarian tinderbox, and for now, nothing is being left to chance. 50 companies of paramilitary forces, including 21 from the BSF and 8 from the CRPF, have been rushed to the state. Army already has 21 divisions as boots on the ground. The entire security apparatus has been put in state of high alert to prevent more bloodshed. Sources in MHA indicate that specific intelligence inputs of the attack were ignored. But can state and centre get their act together to prevent more bloodshed?
Even as the centre prepares for a counter-offensive, they would really need both centre and state efforts if they need to tackle militants like NDFB. With camera person Sanjeev, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi for Headlines Today.
Well, a day after emerging as the second largest party in Jammu and Kashmir, the BJP is hoping to install its own chief minister in the state. The party claims support of 6 independents, increasing its tally to 31, to assert its bid for the chief minister's chair. So will the BJP turn king from kingmaker? Smita Sharma and Shujaul Haq with this report.
Even though the BJP failed to achieve Mission 44+, the party has its eyes on the Chief Minister's post in Jammu and Kashmir. It's clear from the party's posturing, it wants to play hardball both with the PDP and the National Conference. Perhaps the confidence stems from the fact that it already has assurances from a few independents and Sajjad Loan's People's Conference.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी ये चाहती है कि मुख्यमंत्री जो है वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का हो, लेकिन इस पर अंतिम निर्णय जो है वो हमारा केंद्रीय नेतृत्व पार्लियामेंट बोर्ड में करेगा.
After the meeting of the parliamentary board in Delhi, the BJP has decided to send Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and party's National Secretary Arun Singh as central observers to kickstart the process of government formation in Jammu and Kashmir.
यानी जम्मू कश्मीर का जहां तक सवाल है उसमें सारे ऑप्शंस हमारे खुले हैं।
जम्मू कश्मीर में पर्यवेक्षक के नाते विधानसभा में विधायक दल के नेता को चुनने के लिए आदरणीय भारत के वित्त मंत्री श्री अरुण जेटली जी और हमारे भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय मंत्री श्री अरुण सिंह जी ये जम्मू कश्मीर जाएंगे।
The BJP claims the support of independent MLAs Pawan Gupta and Syed Mohammad Bakir Rizvi along with Sajjad Lone's 2 MLAs. The BJP is also expecting the support of Hakeem Mohammad Yassin of the PDF. But in a setback to the BJP, Sajjad Lone has raised the red flag on BJP's bid.
Is it time to maybe have a chief minister from Jammu itself?
I'll tell you something. There is no written rule which bars them. But if somebody were to ask me, I would say no, don't do it.
With the PDP willing to seal an alliance with the BJP, the possibility of a PDP-BJP alliance seems most likely. However, with its best showing ever in the state, with 25 MLAs, the BJP is testing waters with other possible alliances as well. Reports indicate that the party is also in talks with the National Conference. With every party in the valley opening its door, the BJP finds itself in a win-win situation in the state. But the million-dollar question still remains: who will be the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir? Bureau Report, Headlines Today.